4, 3. Oh, I'm live. Welcome to Rothline Live. My name is Larry Roth, and I will be your host for the evening. So what I wanted to do, I'm going to try to do this Rothline Live every Thursday around 8 o'clock Central Time. And what Rothline is we tell stories about urban legends. Most of those stories are from Oklahoma, but some are stories from other states in the Midwest. So I started the channel in 2018. Most of my videos have been about Bigfoot encounters. However, this year I have been focused on a video series about the Hex House.
Are you on private mode?
Hmm?
Are you on private mode?
No. So anyway, so yeah, I've been focused on a video series about the Hex House. So far, I've made about 3 videos. I'm working on video number 4, which will be about Willetta Horner, when Carolann meets Willetta Horner for the first time, and that relationship gets established around 1938, and then so the 4th video will be about when they meet and when Willetta moves in to Carolann's apartment complex. So I also wanted to list, I provided some links in the video description for some other YouTube sites that also provide information about urban legends or paranormal stories. The first one, of course, is the Hex House. So I provided a link to that, and this is the Hex House Haunted attraction in Tulsa, Oklahoma, that started in 2008 by Gene Watson, which was inspired by the Hex House story. So I provided a link to their YouTube site, and I also provided a link to Terry French, to her YouTube site. She operates the Tulsa Spirit Tours, and she also wrote a book about Tulsa's haunted memories, and I provided a link to Amazon regarding her book. And she has also written another book about Tulsa, so that information's in the video description. Link to Amazon, and you can check into that information if you would like. I've also been updating my playlist on YouTube. So what I've done is I've created a new playlist called Rothline Randoms. And basically what I've done is my videos that are not related to telling stories about urban legends, I have placed into that playlist. So some of the future projects I have going on is I am going to interview Gene Watson and the Hex House crew, which will probably take place around sometime in August. And then I will probably actually tour the Hex House attraction myself, probably sometime in September. Of course, I won't be allowed to video record inside the attraction, but I can video record before going into the attraction and then after exiting the attraction. Sound okay? All right. So anyway, I'm working on episode 4. About Nell Willetta Horner, who met Carolann Smith in 1938. So I'm working on this video series about the Hex House. Excuse me. I'll probably have about 10 videos by the time I get the series completed. So what I've been doing is I've been doing some research, and I have the script I've been working on. And then I also have a list have about 60 pages of old newspaper articles from 1934 through 1944. And so I've been reading through these and basically making notes and trying to learn about the timeline of the Hex House and to get that written down so that I can work on the videos and have a timeline of the events about the Hex House. I've also been transcribing that information since it's difficult to read. Oh, well, thank you for the thumbs up. So, reading these articles, which are basically copies of old newspapers from the Tulsa World, the Tulsa Tribune, I've been transcribing that into Microsoft Word to make it easier to read and to dissect. So, what I have here is information on Carolann Smith. She is the mistress of the Hex House, and she was born as Opal Mary Carey. She was born on the 18th of May in 1893 in Indianapolis, Indiana. Or that's what we believe anyway. Since Carolann lied a lot, and some of the information in the newspaper articles actually comes from interviews with Carolann, we're not 100% sure that the information is accurate, but we did find a 1910 census that listed the name of Opal Mary Carey along with her two sisters and her father. So we're able to pull some information from documents like the census and marriage licenses and other documents that were available. And this is Virginia Evans, who is one of the two victims that was taken hostage or held hostage in the basement of Carolann Smith's home. I've tried to learn some more information about her. And actually, the third video I made was actually about when Carolann Smith met Virginia Evans. We believe that she was born either around 1913 or 1914. We did find a census that showed that her place of birth was Kansas, but we don't have an actual birth date. And then this is now Willetta Horner, the second victim of the Hex House. And we believe that she was born around 1914 or 1915. She was 30 years old in 1944. And doing research on the internet, I have found some interesting pictures. This is a picture that wasn't provided in the Tulsa World or Tulsa Tribune, and I found it on the internet somewhere. And this is a picture of Virginia Evans and Willetta Horner. And I believe this was when they were doing the interview either with the Tulsa World reporters or at the police station. And this is a picture of Carolann when she was arrested and taken to the jailhouse in 1944. So then the rest of these pictures are fairly common. You could actually still find these pictures on the Tulsa World. That's the Hex House. That picture was taken in April of 1944. This was after the story broke about Carolann Smith and her holding hostages in her basement that she kept and used as slaves. And here is a picture of Virginia Evans and Willetta Horner. This is a picture that was also in the Tulsa World and Tulsa Tribune magazines or newspapers. So anyway, my goal is to work on episode 4 and hopefully have that completed and up and running or published by this coming Sunday. So I believe that's it for now. I thank you for your time. Thank you. Oh, so to answer that question, I got a question. How did you get copies of the original newspapers? I was able to go to the downtown Tulsa library, to their archives area, and they have a vertical file on the Tulsa Hex House, and they allowed me to make copies of the newspaper clippings that they had. And that's what this pile that I have. Where did I put that? Oh, that is what this pile of papers is. These are copies that I was allowed to make of the Tulsa Hex House vertical file from the Tulsa Library. So I appreciate their help very much. This has provided a lot of good, helpful information. And I was even looking through it today and found out some new stuff that I didn't know before, that information that I'll be providing in future videos. So thank you for your time. Have a great evening. And I plan to be back here again at 8 p.m. Central Time next Thursday.